Hey, welcome back to the channel, everyone. So in today's video, we are actually going to be doing a couple of projects, and I'm going to talk about these a little bit as we go along. As you can see here, in the left, we've got a new head that I'm going to be putting in my 2024 TX300. This head is from RkTek, and it is for high compression use, so from 4,000 feet of elevation up to 10,000 feet and probably a little higher. On the right here, I've got this power valve cover from Fling'n Racing. Now, I've actually already run this, and unfortunately, I didn't find that it was helpful at all. I couldn't tell a single bit of difference between running it and not running it, so I pulled it off and I am sending it back to Fling'n Racing for a refund. And we are in fact going to go ahead and throw in the high compression head. I have used these in the past on other 300s, and I know they work incredibly well at my elevation. And I ride anywhere regularly from 4,500 feet of elevation up to 10,000 feet. And I ride single track in the mountains as well as desert, and I hit the motocross track. So I ask a lot of my bikes, and I do need a little more oomph than what it comes with stock. Also, I've got a 13-tooth sprocket here that I'm going to be throwing on. Standard sprockets are 1448. I found that was just too tall, so I threw a 50 on the rear because I happened to have one, and it was helpful but not as much as I was hoping for. So I decided to grab the 13 tooth because, again, in the past I've always been on a 1350 final drive, and I understand on these newer bikes the transmission ratios are a little bit different than they were in previous generations. My most recent 300 was a 2020 300XC, and yes, they are a little bit different, but they're not drastically different. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the 1350 with a high compression head and see where that lands me. Okay, so we'll do these, loosen these in a crisscross pattern. And try and not hit those fragile radiator fins. These stupid things are so incredibly soft. Oh, that one's loose. Okay, all of these are loose. Oh, I'm gonna have to look up what the torque spec is for these because I don't know offhand. Oh. Okay, these are all... Where's that washer? I'm sure most people are also thinking, oh, you should replace those copper washers. And that's true if this had 150 hours on it, but this doesn't. It just has barely over 8. So I will not be doing that. These. Okay, this is gonna just crack loose. Yep. And boom. And there's that. And there you go. There's the factory. So something else I would like to mention. I'm tripping over my words. I did end up talking to my dealer about the situation with this low compression, and they told me that for whatever reason, and they don't know why, but KTM has not been consistent with the head gaskets or the base gaskets they've been using on these bikes. And some bikes come with thinner base gaskets and others come with thicker base gaskets, which, as you probably already know, it's going to change your compression ratio, thus affect the power of your bike. And it looks like I got the thicker base gasket set up. That, or I have another major issue that I just don't know about yet. But I don't think so. I think we're just dealing with a really thick base gasket. And look at that. That guy just pops right out of there. And I did get a new seal. As you can see, Kelsey sent me a new seal, as he does with all of his bikes. Or sorry, with all of his heads. So let's... Okay, so look at this. So I just sat the head down inside here, and it fits right inside this hole, right inside the surface of the head, and it actually sits down in here just a little bit. Oh, that's interesting. But it rests right on that first O-ring. So we're gonna go ahead, and this is aligned to the front. I'll stick this over here. We'll find the holes. And there we go. Oh, wait, did we? We might have messed up. Nope. Okay, we do. Just wanted to make sure this little O-ring gasket was there. Okay, we're going to start putting these back down in. Okay, sorry I stopped recording there for a minute so I could figure out what the deal is with this, getting the cylinder head back on. And the way I did it, I just put that insert on the head, and then put the cap over the top of the insert, and then just started the bolts down and just slowly started tightening those bolts down, and it seated itself properly. And then I torqued it down to 20 foot-pounds. Okay, so I just got the radiator fluid back in here, but I still need to bleed it. And the way you do that is you just pop this little screw out, and it should start bleeding the air out of the system. Yep, there we go. A little fluid came out. The air's out of the system. I can't see down inside there. Okay. I gotta pull the spark plug back off because I was dumb and got too excited. To fire it up. And the reality is, we got to do another compression test. See what we accomplished with this. My hope is that we're up around 180, but we're way lower than I thought we would be to start with. So, boy, I just don't know. I know people at sea level are claiming to be around 200, which is just unbelievable. I wish that were me, but it is not. Okay, so now we'll put this back on. I do wonder how much fluid is down in there. I need to get a flashlight. I've got one flashlight over here in this mess somewhere. But I have no where this one is, so I'll just take a look. Oh, look at that. That's actually fine. Even though we lost some, I'm gonna have to put a little something in there. Not much though. Okay. Here's something that's depressing. So I'm doing this video with this brand new GoPro Hero 12. Started this video with a full charge and we are already at 41%. I don't know. I am not impressed. No sir. The brand new camera might be going right back. I had read some stuff about that being an issue, but we'll see. Okay, so we are snug down. Oh my gosh, drum roll. I'm kind of nervous, to be quite honest, because I want this to be around 180. Yikes. So wide open throttle. And it only put me to 160. Holy Moses. So I went from 140 to 160. Wow. Okay, so on this compression tester, I gained 20 pounds of PSI. Where the bike really is, compression-wise, is kind of hard to say because I just don't know that these compression testers are worth much of anything.